Good morning, everybody. My apologies for last night. My little bubba had a rash and she's 8 months old and she's never been unwell once like that. And I was just a little bit thrown. So I delivered the online emotional aromatherapy workshop and I feel that there was probably a fair few things that I missed out. So I wanted to give you a little mini workshop on things that we missed out, run you through the basics of emotional aromatherapy and the oils. So let's get started. Hey, I'm going to share my screen with you, and there's this amazing little brochure that doTERRA have concocted, and I will upload this if it's not already into our private support group files section. So this is a little bit of an introduction onto essential oils. So let's read it together. So while scientists and psychologists have studied emotions for hundreds of years, this area of the human framework is still rather mysterious. Despite the confusing nature of human emotions, it is clear that they can direct influence our well-being and quality of life. Throughout history, essential oils have been found to trigger responses that can alter mood using pure essential oils, comprehensive research, and scientifically formulated blends. doTERRA has created the emotional aromatherapy system to provide users with a unique emotional health benefits. So then we go through here a little bit of the history and the science of essential oils. So quite a lot of people are actually familiar with the history already, but then when you actually get close up and personal with the essential oils and what's made up of them and their not going to say that word, you know what I mean, composition, I always got to say constitutions, compositions. It really gets exciting to see how you can actually alter an emotional response with enhancing or supporting it with an essential oil. So let's go through the blends. I've got a couple of things here to share with you guys on each oil. So I've actually broken down the oils here. So let's go through them one by one. So I've just done the oils that you guys would be more familiar with in this presentation. So this is our Console blend. So Console is the oil of the comforting blend, sorry. So, and it's made up of frankincense, which is the oil of truth, patchouli, the oil of physicality, ylang ylang, the oil of the inner child, sandalwood, the oil of the sacred devotion, and rose flower, which is the oil of divine love. So I'd like to share a little story with you and the very first experience that I ever had with the Emotional Aromatherapy Kit. So this beautiful little oil I had in my hands for so long and I had no idea the actual power that it has and the benefits that it can give to somebody. So my mother had quite severe, or still does have a beard, but at the time she was quite heavily depressed, about 2 to 3 years of severe depression. And she came up when my Bubs was born to Darwin to visit us, and she was in a real rough place. So without being horrible, because we have to understand that that's where she was at, was she didn't even get excited when I went into labour. So that's how rough life was for Mum at that stage. And when she came up, I put a couple of drops of the Console into the diffuser for her. And then when she woke up the next morning, I asked her how she slept, and she said she hadn't slept like that in 2 to 3 years plus. So for me, I was kind of like, wow, what is this little bottles of magic? And that's when I really started to take them seriously. And then I sent the Console and a diffuser home with Mum, and Mum diffuses every single day now, and she really understands that the oils, she doesn't understand why, but she understands that they can really help her with her moods. So that was a pretty powerful experience for me and an amazing one to be able to see Mum go through that. So I haven't had any huge needs of Console for myself, except when I lost something quite personal to me recently. I used quite a lot of Console at the time in the bath, was really lovely. And then I also have it in my daily spritzer as well. Oh, I've already packed it in the car, but I've got a beautiful little clear glass jar of spritzer, so 30ml one, and I've got 2 drops each of Console, Peace, Chia, no, not Peace, Console, Chia, Passion, and Forgive. So they're my 4 main go-to oils all the time. So yeah, Console is great for anything comforting. So Chia is made up of wild orange, the oil of abundance, clove bud, the oil of boundaries, ginger, the oil of empowerment, and cinnamon bark, the oil of sexual harmony. So when you actually put all of those together, the abundance, boundaries, empowerment, and sexual harmony, most of those things, when you actually have a really great balance of those in general life, are going to bring cheer to your life. So there's a couple of other oils in that, and I can, I just love the smell of it. Where's my list? So in cheer, it also has nutmeg. I don't know how to say this. Zedravit herb, star anise, lemon myrtle. Oh, it reminds me of Melissa. I love it. And then the vanilla bean extract. So a lot of people, when they smell this one, they get quite a sweet scent from it. And to me, it almost smells like bubble gum. So I use cheer daily to help me recognize the negative emotion and to be able to change it in an instant. So this is my lava bead bracelet that I wear every day. And I've just put my cheer on that for today. So if I actually am in a moment where I actually feel something quite negative happening, what I will literally do, and it's also like a body language technique as well, is I will grab my bracelet, so I recognise that something negative's happened. I've crossed my hands and I've acknowledged that this is negative and that I'm closed off to having that part in my life. And then I'm switching it over. So I've changed from one side of my brain to the other side of my brain so I can go in and out of my creativity and out of my logic, and onto my right hand side, or whichever was on my left beforehand. But from going from like this to like this, I'm now open to receive and bring in a new emotion. So our decisions are actually highly, highly influenced by our emotions. In fact, they practically dictate how your emotions are on the day, or dictate how you decide something. So for me, this is a real physical thing for right now. Is yes, that's negative, I recognize it, but I'm open to finding the positive. And I find that cheer is the perfect oil to use for a practical task like that. So cheer is the uplifting blend. I never remember. I always get them confused, so I just read off it. So that's another good one for you to know as well. So see here, it's got cheer and then uplifting blend. So if you were referring to your emotions book, you would actually look up the uplifting blend and it would go through cheer in that aspect. So let's go share the screen again. The next oil we are going to do is Forgive. Oh my gosh, do I abuse this oil. So Forgive is a renewing blend. So it's made up of bergamot, the oil of self-acceptance, juniper berry, the oil of the night. So if anybody hasn't used it and they've got kids that struggle with nightmares, juniper berry is an amazing one for that. Myrrh, which is the oil of Mother Earth, Abavortai, which is the oil of divine grace and also known as the oil of tree of life, and then it's got thyme leaf in it as well. So thyme leaf is a releasing and forgiving blend. So for me, when I smell Forgive, I smell a lot of thyme when I smell the Forgive. Now, out of all of the oils, when I first smelled them, I hated the smell of Forgive. It's like a really earthy smell, and that's not something that I generally really resonate with often, but when I smell it right now, it kind of reminds me a lot of nail polish remover. That's what Josh thinks the Abavortai smells like, but I'm really upset when he says that. I love Abavortai. So the Forgive is really, really strong. So the other ingredients that make up Forgive are... So Forgive. It's also got spruce leaf, which is the oil of clarity and calming. Nootka, tree wood, which is in the family of Abavortai, and citronella herb as well. So citronella, we all know, is sort of like a warning off insects, and it works similar in the Forgive blend. So myself, recently I've just moved back to my hometown, and I see a lot of memories that were hard when I grew up here, and things that when I moved away I never dealt with, and it was quite a lot of hurt and pain, and a lot of anxious moments moving back home as well. So Forgive is definitely in my aromatic dressing. I need to get my focus blend. Hold on 2 seconds. My brain's like scrambled eggs. 2 seconds. Maybe a peppermint tea would be nice too. My in-tune, my focus blend. Whenever I'm scrambled egg, this is my go-to. I love it as a perfume as well. It's lovely. So cool. Focus. Now, where are we at? Forgive. So since I've been home, I've gone through a bottle of Forgive, and I'm on my second Forgive, and that's been in 5 months. So it's only a 5 ml bottle, but it's lasted me 5 months, and it's the oil that I need to do the most work on. So yeah, a little bit goes a really long way with these oils. You don't need many. They've got millions and trillions of little molecules in just one essential oil drop. Next oil we are going to do is Motivate. Yay. So Motivate is a beautiful oil to do first thing in the morning when you're struggling to get going, or opposed to drinking several coffees. So Motivate is very high in peppermint and in leafy herbs. So peppermint is actually the oil of a buoyant heart. So most men love peppermint. Coriander seeds, so the oil of integrity, which is very interesting because a lot of people hate the smell of coriander, but it obviously works very well in an encouraging blend. So basil, which is the oil of renewal, so bringing in the new and letting out the old. Melissa leaf, the oil of light, so that makes so much sense in motivation because you need to see the light in order to be able to move forward. Rosemary leaf, which is the oil of knowledge and transition. So when I smell Motivate, I said, yeah, that peppermint, and then I get that real leafy sort of rosemary, basil, tiny kind of scent behind it. And yeah, it's an amazing blend for encouragement. So quite often I actually have Motivate. I love this one, Motivate and Chia. So it's sort of like a double whammy because I've got them in both of my lava beads. But that one goes on my lava bead necklace. And if I'm ever just feeling like a little bit not sure how I'm going to do that next task and so forth, I literally just little whiffer and we're ready to go. So the other oils that are in the Motivate blend, that is not the main ones that you can actually buy, are yuzu peel, vanilla bean and clementine. So vanilla bean's quite subtle, but it really brings that, it really softens, I guess, the Motivate from that real high herby and peppermint. So it just brings a little bit into that. Cool. So the next oil I think we're going to do is passion. So passion. So most people, when they think of passion, they're thinking about, ooh, passion, sort of like the oil of sexuality. So it does have cinnamon bark in it, which is the oil of sexual harmony. So passion can absolutely help in the bedroom. I guess that's a nice way to say it. But it's actually an inspiring blend. So when I smell passion, I literally think about things that I'm passionate about almost immediately. And I use it to inspire myself when I am in a moment that I feel that I'm unbalanced in my life, that I'm not actually bringing in new and accepting the things that I do love in my life and how to incorporate them into my life as my life changes. So it's not that I like to talk about myself a lot, but I know that there's a lot of mothers that would be watching this webinar. So if you, before children, were really passionate about drawing or crafts or arts, and you just feel like days get on top of you and you really don't get to stuff like that, you'll be so surprised by diffusing passion just in the room, how much you, one, going to think about things that you don't do anymore that you used to do, and then find the inspiration to prioritize your time to do something that you perhaps haven't done for a long time. So passion is a beautiful one. So breaking it down, so cardamom, which is the oil of objectivity. So obviously that makes a lot of sense with the oil of objectivity. If you're finding like lacking your balance in passion, and you finding your passion and doing things that you're passionate about and being a passionate person, that's going to help you to work through the oil, the objectivity. So the cardamom oil is going to help with that. So obviously, yes, so base chakra, sexual harmony, cinnamon in that is really beautiful. Ginger, the oil of empowerment, so knowing that you're worthy to do what you're passionate about. Clove, the oil of boundaries, so knowing that, okay, so daily I want to do such and such because that's what I'm passionate about, that's who I am, that brings me back to earth, mother nature, soul, divine, spirituality, religion and so forth. My boundary is that I'm going to do that every day because that gives me purpose. So clove is going to help you to go through that. sandalwood, the oil of sacred devotion. So again, that comes back to generally like the oil of prayer, so whatever prayer means for you. And then jasmine flower, so the oil of sexual purity and balance. So again, we've talked about balance quite a bit and sexual in there. So jasmine's a really, really strong one for you in that. And the oils that are not in there that you guys can commonly buy are vanilla bean, and then so this one's ready to go neat actually. So this then I think is peace. You can actually apply neat, so it's got a bit of fractionated coconut oil in there as well. So passion is a gorgeous one. If you run out of passion oil, you can actually practically make it up except for vanilla. So passion, yeah, really, if you've got all of the other oils, obviously. So when I smell passion, I get that real vanilla, gingery, cardamom, cinnamon, like it's all quite prevalent for me. And it really is a gorgeous smell. And, oh, God, I have to share this with you. I love this. I'm gonna cry. I love it so much. I've never found a diffuser blend. I keep meaning to do a post, and I apologize, that I love and makes me feel as good as what lavender peace, easy air, and passion in a diffuser. Literally, if it's not on at night, I just cannot stay in bed until I put it on. The three of those, just equal parts, whatever size your room is, 2-3 drops of each. Absolutely beautiful to help you find your sleep. So I find that I think, dream a lot, and last night actually when I was doing the workshop, didn't get to bed until 11:30, and Josh hadn't put it in the diffuser. There was something in there from that day, and I just didn't sleep the same. So for me, the passion blend helps to create that balance as well. So even during my sleep, switching off all of those thoughts. So now, the last one that we're going to talk about is peace. So peace is a really beautiful blend for creating peace in your life. So when I actually did this presentation and started breaking down the oils and realized the actual ingredients and the power behind them in peace and how great that is to bring reassurance into your life was incredible. So most people know vetiver for our vetiver is your go-to for anything nervous system and for high calming, and it is actually the oil of centering and descent. So it's got quite a bit of vetiver in there. Lavender flower, so the oil of communication. If we're not communicating fluently, then we're not going to find peace. As humans, we need to be able to speak what we believe in and what our worth is. So lavender really helps to bring in the oil of communication. We've got ylang ylang, so the oil of the inner child. So that's great to be able to sort of be who you are in your heart, and then to be able to communicate that, release that, is going to give you reassurance and peace. Frankincense, the oil of truth, makes a lot of sense again. So clary sage is actually the oil of clarity and vision. So with clary sage, having clarity and vision and know where you're going forward is going to help to create peace. Marjoram, which is the oil of connection. So this one's super crazy for me. Marjoram is the oil that I've found best that helps Aria to sleep well. So Aria is a very busy person in her mind. Aria is my 8-month-old baby, and I find, yeah, she's really, really, really busy, and the times that she's most peace is when she's sitting on my lap. So for her, potentially that's where marjoram has really helped her. It helps her to find peace and connection in her breath and in her mind, and to sleep better. And then spearmint, which is the oil of confident speech. So you can communicate, but you can be confident in your speech as well, and spearmint is really going to help with that. So I actually haven't had a chance yet to use the piece since actually reading up about it, but I'm really, really excited to put this in a diffuser with all of those extra ones to help Aria have a better sleep. So, and even the vetiver as well. Vetiver is my go-to when I can't turn my brain off. So I think I'm going to use it as like a little bit of a backup for her when she can't sleep. So the only oil in that we don't have access to is the labdanum or leaf stalk. And yeah, but so peace is quite a beautiful blend, and the oils that are actually in there have got a nice price tag that come with it. So to be able to, if you don't have all of those bits, to be able to get access to the little bits and pieces of all of them within the piece blend, it's truly beautiful to be able to do that at that price point. So just going to see quickly if I've got one more article that I want to share with you guys and run you through. Yes, I do. I've got it here. So if you haven't been to an introductory workshop and you'd like to go to one on the emotional aromatherapy introduction, I would speak to your doTERRA support person or the person that introduced you to find out about one locally. And you can also go to www.diffusion.com.au to see the workshops that we've got going around Australia. And there's also a contact us one to see if you'd like to get a workshop, that we can always try and help you to access that. So this is the form that we go through. So we'll actually go through those 6 oils and basically what they cover off, how to get your oils, and then this. So we're going to go through the innovative ways to influence your emotions. And then obviously you want to probably experience these oils for yourself. Oh, am I sharing my screen with you? No. Hello, I'm still here. So share my screen. So you obviously want to get to experience these oils for yourself. So obviously over the internet, it's not so easy for me to explain smells, and everybody gets such a different smell themselves out of each oil. So this is the really cool little graph that I want to show you guys how to actually use, so as that you can help yourself to determine your mood and which oils you need to use. So it's a little chart. So you can see here as we go through the oils, we've got motivate, cheer, passion, forgive, console, and peace. So if I was feeling insecure and distressed, then the oil that I would use would be motivate. If I was feeling gloomy, somber, and bored, then I'm going to use cheer. If I was feeling gloomy, somber, and angry, then I'm actually going to use the cheer and the passion. So if you're feeling more than 2 aspects, it's generally, there's oils that you can use to support your mood, and then the 3rd oil is actually what you're going to use to help to change, sorry, not your mood, your emotions, to change your emotion. So that little graph is a really cool thing. And then where's my phone? So there's a app called the doTERRA Daily Drop. Let's see if I can share my screen with you guys. It's a bit tricky on the phone, trying to get the right angle. So if you're going to download it, it looks like that. So it's literally the doTERRA symbol in an oil drop. Click into it. I'll close this maybe. Quite hard with the glare. So I've got the mirror behind me. All right, cool, you can see that. So what you do is you go to these 3 little lines at the top, and then it's got here, determine my mood. Super hard. You guys will get the picture anyway. So this is literally like just a little slide tab thing. So I can go, I'm feeling a little bit discouraged, very sad, a little bit angry, I'm super tense, and I'm grieving a little bit. And you scroll down to the bottom, and then you click show results, and then it's going to come up and it's going to say the oils that I need to use in order. So I'm going to need a lot of motivate, a lot of peace, a bit of balance, cheer, and a fair bit of citrus bliss, a bit of elevation, a bit of serenity. So obviously with those moods, you can see that I'd be highly strung out and highly upset, and I'm going to need a fair bit of help to get through those. And that brings me to the last thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Is one of the questions we get asked often is, what is the difference between the doTERRA Mood Management Kit and what is the difference between the Emotional Aromatherapy Kit? So it's exactly what they said. So the Mood Management Kit is a mood. A mood is something that can come and go pretty fast, could last for a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks if you're super close to change. So the mood, if I'm feeling really like I just need to calm down, I'm a bit upset, a bit angry, but it's not super duper deep, then I'm going to use lavender peace. If I feel like I'm a little bit here, I'm a little bit there, I'm just going to use balance because I need a bit of grounding. If I'm a bit sad because I didn't get to do something that I wanted to, or I ran over a little wormy with my lawnmower and I killed him, then that's a mood. That's something that we can get deep. That's something that we can get over pretty fast, and helping ourselves out with our essential oils are going to be quite good to use then and there. The Emotional Aromatherapy Kit goes so much deeper than your current circumstance. So it actually can stem back to birth. So doing a bit of your own research on that would be really cool. So ask your parents how you were born, or your parent. Ask them how you came into this world. Was it a nice, quiet, cool, calm, relaxing environment? Was it a natural or an unnatural delivery? Was it cesarean or forceps? Was it a water birth? Was it a home birth? What kind of people were in the birthing suite? Did you have a good support team there? Did the birth go to plan? And then if you actually find out that you didn't have a nice natural birth, there are people out there that you can actually get rebirthed. I know that can sound pretty crazy and far out there, but definitely, I don't have time to go into a lot of that today, but there's a lot of merit in understanding on how you were born. When you're born, you've been in this womb growing and developing, and you've only really had a couple of different smells, noises, to deal with, one really couple of light shades, not much to come into. So the first thing when you come into this world, it's an absolute crazy shock. And if there's so much going on around you, and noise and all these faces and different smells and lights and bright and hurt your eyes, it's actually the very first basis, actually how it teaches you to deal with your emotions. It's a very emotional moment when you come out, and not just for the physical attributes around you in that room, but your mother, like what she was like, whether she was there for you straight after birth, or if she was rushed away, or if you managed to have that connection in your teeth and your nipples, and be fed and be held and comforted, and if your dad was there because you heard him speak throughout your birth, or if he was just there for your birth and you never heard his voice before, but then you're in his arms, and then the only thing you know is your mom. So many things that actually in that moment determine how we deal with our emotions. So looking into that and working through that would be a really, really positive thing for you guys to be able to do. And then from there, then even childhood, what you went through as a child, if there was traumatic events or really beautiful events that you didn't deal with a lot of trauma, but then as an adult it's happened to you and you've never had to deal with such emotions before. So yeah, really, if there's a smell you're highly drawn to in the emotional aromatherapy range, have a look at it in the book and have a read about the positives behind it. So let me do that with myself as well. I love the smell of passion. So it's the inspiring blend. So the positive properties of it is the passion, risk-taking, vitality, inspired, alive, playful, and spontaneous, right? But then I hate the smell of forgive, and I know I've got so much forgive to work on. So forgive is the oil of renewal. The renewing blend here. So my negative effects for that, it's critical, it's judgmental, it's resentful, cynical, bitter, blaming, and angry. If anybody knows my sense of humour, there's quite a few descriptive words that would go into that. So, and a lot of humour is actually said, can be either said with malice, but not with malice, but there's so much truth behind humour. So even if you're just joking with somebody, it generally comes from a place of something that you truly believe in. So, yeah, and then if I look at the positive properties of forgive, it's forgiving, light, free, loving, understanding, and tolerant. So there's quite a few things that I need to do with that, with my childhood from where I came from. So, yeah, pretty deep, huh? So, I just seen a little message pop up about somebody who's in hospital. So just lost my train of thought. I don't know how to turn notifications off when I'm on this thing, so I apologise. So just a couple of little things that I would like to encourage you guys to use for your emotional state. We're in my bedroom currently. You can't see it, but my diffuser's over there behind the bag. So always diffuse at night. Have a diffuser in the home. Diffusers in your car are great, whether you actually have a USB one that you've got off eBay or Earth Infinity or something like that. Some aroma tools, they all sell them. Or one of the little smell nice things that hang off your windscreen. You pop a couple of drops of your favourite oil on that. So diffusing in the car is really great if you want to use something for concentration or you're about to go somewhere that might need a little bit of emotional support. Diffusing in the car is a great way to do it. So I've got a couple of people that deal with some quite anxious moments, and I've got a few things coming up in their life, and they've made up a little sniffer. So they're not really big handbag people. So this one fits into their little purse. So literally wherever they are, if they're having one of those emotional things, it's quite easy just to go to the bathroom and have a little smell. I mean, I'd probably do it in the middle of the shop. People just think it's one of those fixed things. So this actually got my easy air in it. It's like my Vicks, but without all the nastiest little sniffer. Obviously, you can smell something straight from the bottle is very powerful. Your lava bead aromatherapy jewelry is amazing. I just lost my train of thought, but there's actually a girl in our team, Chloe. She actually makes these, and I can't think of her brand right now, but they're gorgeous. I love mine. I lost it when we moved home, and I just found it the other day, and I'm so glad for that. And then the emotions book. So this is one little practical task that's really powerful. So what you do is you hold the cover onto your heart chakra, close your eyes, feel into the book. Now you have to open to the first 3 quarters of the book because the last quarter is a glossary. Before I open, I'm going to tell you I'm going to open up to the right-hand page, and this will be my oil of my emotional status for today. So tangerine, the oil of cheer and creativity. So I have a little bit of work to do in my creative slides for the computer. As you guys seen, I was halfway through it. So I will diffuse tangerine when I put that on. So isn't that cool? My oil of the day is tangerine. So thanks, guys, for listening. I hope I've made up for my not so amazing presentation last night. And I hope you guys will have a happy week. Have a great day. Enjoy your emotions.